Hi, I'm Dave Daly, and this is Jim Bullen, and we are part of the Goof Proof Health team, and you are visiting helpsaveamillion.com. Our goal for this site is to bring you information about how you can find simple, straightforward answers to health issues you and all of us are facing. And we have with us here some visuals for you to learn about what you're going to find in this book here called Goof Proof Health. It's available here on this website. You can purchase it. We'll ship you one. We'll ship 10. We can ship it to anyone who you know. And it's a culmination of Jim's journey over the last 10 years of applying health solutions that he found for a health problem that he had. So you can click on the Jim Bullen button and you'll learn about how what he came into and how he arrived at meeting Dr. B and what his journey was. But for this segment, we really want to cover this top question of what your body's asking for when. Mine asks for different things than Jim asks, and we have some visuals here to help you ascertain what you there sitting at home, sitting in your office, watching this video, questioning why are these guys putting a touch of salt on their tongue? Why are they putting a touch of sugar on their tongue? Why are they drinking straight water? Or they're testing their body with water, sugar, and salt in a bottle. So I'm going to give the mic here now to Jim, and we're going to talk about some daily routines that we do and then some personal experiences that have happened to us here just recently while we've been shooting here the last few days. So Jim, teach us and take us through the use of our tongue and kind of what you do for your own self and discovering what it is your body's asking for when.
Thank you, David. What Dave is talking about, when you get up in the morning, when you don't have any energy or you got a dull headache or you just have a heavy head, well, if you've got some plain water and you drink a little bit of plain water and you see if you feel better, and if it helps but it didn't quite give you a surge of energy or clear up your headache or something, then you would take a little bit of salt. It could be sea salt or even just regular iodized salt, and you shake a little bit in the palm of your hand and you put it on the end of your tongue, coat the end of your tongue, you leave it there for 30 seconds to a minute, and this salt on the end of your tongue goes into your bloodstream like sublingual. It goes in the lining in your mouth and it goes right into the cells, and it'll clear your sinuses up, your vision will improve, you can take a deeper breath, and you should have a surge of energy and clear everything up. Now if it doesn't, then suggest you drink some water to get the salt taste off of your tongue, and then you take sugar. It could be honey, sugar in the raw, or straight old granulated white sugar, and you take a little bit of it and you toss it on the middle of your tongue and you let it dissolve as long as possible, because 10-12% of that goes into your bloodstream, and if your blood sugar is dropped, then you're going to have no energy. You're going to feel tired, or your eyesight might not be as good as it should be because the body's stealing the minerals and the stuff from your eyes to take it to a more important area. So you drink a little water, see what it does, then you put salt on the end of your tongue and see what it does, and then the last thing is you take the sugar and put it on your tongue and you see what these things do. Now if you still don't get any response out of those three of them just individually, then we suggest that you take a bottle of water, the big one over here, you put a spoonful of sugar in it. Some people might have to put 2 spoonfuls of sugar in it, and you put 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt, and you shake it up and you drink it, and because that's food to the body, and you drink that, and I'll guarantee you within 3, 4, 5 minutes you'll definitely be able to tell the difference. Now David knows we were doing some segments here, recording them, and my voice, if you go and listen to some of them, you're going to hear my voice wasn't right. I was becoming dehydrated. So I drank a little water. It didn't change. I put salt in my tongue. It sort of helped, but it came right back. So I got up and I did a 1/2 teaspoon of salt and 8 ounces of water, swish, gargle, spit it out. I did it a couple of times. And it lasted a few minutes, but it wasn't the answer. So then I did the straight water and I did some sugar, and it didn't last either. So then I got up and I did a sugar, water, and salt drink, 1/2 liter, 16 ounces, and bam, everything changed immediately. So the other thing that David has over here to show you, it's a half a liter bottle that we poured the water out of it, or it was an empty one, and then we put the orange juice in there, then we added some salt, and then he poured the liquid chlorophyll. There's the bottle, and the liquid chlorophyll has got a lot of minerals that are required by the body. Mainly it's the magnesium. Orange juice it's a lot of water in it. It's got natural sugar in it. It's got potassium in it. Potassium's electrolyte. Remember, your 3 electrolytes is potassium, sodium, and chlorine. So you have to have the sodium chlorine, that's your salt. Sodium chloride, I should say, but it's sodium chlorine. So if you add the liquid chlorophyll to it, we haven't shaken it up, but if you shake it up now, it'll be real green. You drink that covers just about everything that there is. I mean, that's a real powerhouse. You drink half a liter or 16.9 ounces of orange juice with the salt and the chlorophyll in it, and it is a powerhouse. Whereas you could be dead tired even after working and do that, and you'll feel energized, be like you had 8 hours sleep. Of course, it's only going to last for a half hour max. So this is what he's referring to. When a person, evaluate yourself throughout the day, and if you feel tired, or you got a runny nose, or a runny eye, or you're coughing, then it's because you're running low on either water, salt, sugar, or potassium. We have a histamine chapter in the book, and it covers histamine. Like I notice right now, I've got a slightly runny nose right here, and I'm lacking either some water, some salt, or some sugar. So I'm going to hand the mic to David right here, and I'm going to figure out what I need. I'm going to take a little bit of salt. Here.
So you're being able to take in a self-test right here, and on the study guide, we recommend a self-test every couple hours. Coincidentally, the book recommends half your weight in ounces. If you break it up over 8 times a day and gauge your ounces based upon that number, that every 2 hours is about when you drink water. So you'll be able to throw some sugar on your tongue or just take a slurp of water. But the ultimate goal is to feel 10 out of 10 energy. And it isn't always about just putting it on your tongue and drinking it. Jim used the example. He thought his body may need more salt, so he did 8 ounces of water, the small one, with how much sugar was in that test?
No,
how much salt was in that test?
I put a half a teaspoon of salt, and I stirred it up, and I took a mouthful, and I swished, gargled, and I spit it out because it's coating the inside of my mouth with salt, and that salt's going into my bloodstream. It helped a little, but it wasn't really the answer. So then I drank some water to get rid of that salt taste, and I did a little bit of sugar, and it helped, but it really didn't seem to be the answer. And then I took a little bit of liquid chlorophyll in the glass, added just a little water, and I took it and I kept it in my mouth and swished it around, and it seemed to help quite a bit. But it still wasn't the answer. Maybe 15-20 minutes later, my voice was back. It was kind of hoarse-like. So then I decided that I needed the sugar, water, and salt because that's food to the body. So this one here has got 2 sugars in it with a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and shook it up, and I drank the whole thing down, and you could tell my voice. You could hear it immediately. Sometime we need to do a segment where I'm dehydrated and you hear the voice. Yeah. Like when you've got friends that have a real hoarse, deep voice or something, and it kind of rattles or something. We have a testimonial in the prostate chapter where there's a gentleman in there that all his life he had to keep clearing his throat, and his voice had this rattle to it. And when he started following this simple recipe or protocol, his voice in other words, he doesn't clear his throat anymore. And he's done it all his life for 40 years. And all of a sudden, bam, it just took care of his prostate problem, and he doesn't have to clear his throat anymore. There's a lot of great testimonials in this goof-proof health. Good health made so simple. Mob that even a 6th grader can understand it. But I'm going to turn the mic back over to David, and he's going to talk about some other things that are important.
And I also wanted to point out, this video is being shot in high definition, and this is gold because we are using sugar in the raw. So this is a package you get at Costco to add sugar to your coffee, but it's sugar cane. So that's why you may be asking, why does that bottle have sugar in it? But it should be clear. And if that's all you have is